Good Sunday afternoon, YouTube model car community. Pappy here at West Georgia Rides and Customs. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday afternoon. I know it's been really enjoyable as far as weather-wise here in Georgia. It's been up in the 70 degrees. So guess what I've been doing? I've been shooting paint. But James over at Trucks Custom, he knows. James has been very instrumental in helping as far as naming this truck, the the 55 Ford F100 that I'm building. The double nickel, of course, 5.5 double nickel. So it's kind of stuck. So I'm gonna go forward with that. And thank you, James, for doing that. But James also he asked me this morning if I would do a tutorial about how I slam this truck down to the ground. You don't see it on here. Well, guess what? It's behind the scene, and it's I'm not nobody's getting to see it, but I will give y'all a sneak peek. Here's the test spoon. That's the color. Anybody wants to know what it is? Guess what? It's a Chevy Hugger Orange. I did the test spoons. I like doing these just to see what color it's going to be. This is actually a duplicolor paint. It's a Hugger or Chevy engine orange. Probably 2 coats of color, and this is 3 coats of clear. And I haven't even polished this yet. I'm gonna let it cure out for about 48 hours, and then I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of rubbing compound and a little wax. I'm gonna see what it turns out. But that's the color. Anyhow, let me flip the camera around. I'm gonna show y'all a quick tutorial. James is asking how I got it low to the ground. I hope this helps. If you got any questions, either message me or hit me up at pappyshotrods@gmail.com. Let me flip it around. Here we go. Okay, this is where it's the original mounting points on this truck for the rear was right here and right here. So to get it as low as I can, as far as where my wheels are going to ride at, I actually wound up having to take and move it from this mounting point. I had to take this swing arm, take both these and bend it outward just a little bit both ways, enough to where it would clear to mount on the side of the frame right here. All right, now this is actually the top view of what it's going to wind up looking like from the top of the truck. And this is what you're going to see from the bottom. There's a kind of like a panhard rod bar that goes from here over to this attachment point here, which it's going to, what it does, there's a piece right here that goes down and it mounts to these spring pockets or to the shock mounts, and it'll go down through there. But this is what I did, was just spread this out enough to where I could mount it to the side instead of right here. Now these holes are going to be filled up later on. I'll fill them with an epoxy or putty and get them sanded in, blended in, and as well as these back here. I will get those sanded out. Now as far as with the front, there's not too much this is actually this rear end is what comes with the kit. I'm going to wind up detailing this whole rear end out, so this is not a final. This isn't what it's going to final look like. But as you can see, let me see if I can flip it around. Sorry for the confusion. But as you can see, I just cut the old axle pins off, which are real big, and put these little small pins right here. These are the styrene, the evergreen stuff. This is what it is. It's item number 222. It's 1/16 rod. Just cut it the length that you need it. And just take your pin vise, drill into here, and just leave enough where you can trim it out, because once you'll wind up trimming this off eventually to where it will fit your whatever wheels you're going to run on it. But make sure that this is bent, and what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to get, is trying to get that center of that axle as high up. Now, if you build one of these kits, what you're going to wind up doing, you're going to have to build build you a set of wheel tubs. And I'll try to do a wheel tub tutorial here pretty soon on how I do those. But that pretty much handles the rear end. Let me reach over here and grab the Let me grab that panhard bar and I'll try to show you what it looks like. This is the panhard bar, and it's actually, I call it a panhard bar, but it's really just like a rear stabilizer. But it will mount right across there. This is kind of a Jag. I think the Jaguar rear end, Corvette rear ends have all got setups like this. So that'll mount across there once it's painted. And then you'll have, you can take your shocks. Once that's mounted in here, like so, this attachment point all the way down to that bottom pocket, right up under, right there. There will be a shock that goes in right there. So that'll help you achieve how low you're going to get it inside the wheel well itself. And these, let me get these Pegasus wheels out. Which this is the ones that I'm using. I'm using the Chrome T combos. When you get these tires and wheels, they stick out. They almost stick out flush with this right here. You can see how much I had to trim out with a Dremel to get that to fit. To get it to fit right in there, and that carries it over. That's actually going to be enough to clear the fender well. Just it takes some measurements, but everything clears. You can see how you can see all the way through there. Once I get the disc brakes, once I get a rotor on there and get it painted, you won't even see a whole lot of that. It'll actually look pretty good. But that's pretty much how to do the rear end. You're just spreading out that area right there as far as that track bar, and you're overlapping it over it, and that's going to allow you to get those tucked up in that fender well. Now the other thing, let me get these out of the way. The other thing, as far as with the front end, is it's pretty self-explanatory. If you don't want to put an independent front suspension on it, just use the kit suspension that come with it, and here it is. Just glue it in, and all this is one piece right here. Once you get it glued in, your A-arms are built into the frame piece itself, all the way down through here. The original kit has this piece right here molded into this bottom piece. What I do is I just take my razor knife, I hack it off right here, and then I'll take some more styrene, which right there is what I use. Item number 178. It's the 2.5 by 4.8 millimeter strips. Just take and cut that little piece right there out of those. Which that stuff is, here's what it looks like. It's just basically just take your measurement, lay it across like so, take your measurement, and then just take these nips right here. These are very handy. Or you can take your X-Acto knife, put it in there, you cut it, and then you sand it to fit. Once you get it sanded to fit, take your measurement as far as how low. You may have to build a couple of these to get it to work. Then take your 1/16 rod, mark you a hole on both of these that you build. Once you get them even, get them same size, drill them out, put your 1/16 rod in there, put your little dab of glue on it, and then here's what you're trying. This is what she'll, if I can get the thing, let me take it out of camera. That's how low you'll go. I mean, it is almost, I mean, if you take a straight edge and you lay it right here, and then you mock it up on the body, that's how low that thing will go. And I tell them, trust me, that the double nickel is going to be on the ground. But once you get your rotor in there, get you a rotor, use Pegasus rotors on it, along with the chrome, with the wheels and everything. And I had to do the same thing. Let me get this one, so it looks a little bit better. I had to do the same thing. That nub, the mounting hole, was sticking almost flush out with right here. Just take a Dremel, cut that out right in there. Just keep drilling it out, And then once you get it as far in to where it'll clear that fender well, that's what you'll wind up with right there. And then, but what you're trying to do is just you're trying to get them as low as you can go. Let me try to get this other, get it out of, and then there. And take this one off. I got the tire sticking out. There you go. That's what you're trying to achieve. Trying to get it as low and slammed as possible. This side right here. That's how low she'll actually be. Anywho, all right, guys. Well, I hope that helps out. If you got any questions, just feel free, message me. I'll see what I can try to help you out on as far as trying to get this thing slammed to the ground. I've seen guys take this kit and just and cut, just eliminate all this right in here. And they'll buy and they'll use a complete independent front suspension. They'll use separate A-arms on the bottom. They take these track bars here. That's all eliminated. But if you don't want to go that route, try this little system right here. I mean, it's quick, it's easy. It'll get you as low as you want to go on these Monogram Ford F100 kits. Anyhow, let me flip it back around. Anyway, guys, that's how I pretty much got that the double knuckle grinding the pavement and pulling up weeds. Hope this tutorial helps out. James asked me if I would do a tutorial. Ain't nothing quick, but he asked me if I'd do a tutorial about how I did it, and that's basically the easiest way to do it, unless you want to really break down and go to the, all out and do an independent front suspension, which takes a long time. Anyhow, but here's the color, guys. Hugger orange, 3 coats clear. She'll be getting pretty, I'm going to see how that buffs out in the next 48 hours. I always let the paint cure on these test spoons and see how they look, and that tells me whether I want to proceed and go forward with that color or not. But looks pretty good to me. I like it. Anyhow, hope everybody has had a great weekend. Hope everybody gets a little bit more bench time in, and hope y'all have a great week. Appreciate all you guys that subscribes to my channel. Appreciate you viewing, and remember, guys, if y'all can dream it, build it. This is Pappy. I'm out here. Y'all have a great week.